Hello there, YouTube. Good Lord, look at this. A 59-degree morning. A little overcast, feels nice and cool out here. Windy. The old microphones don't like that at all. But look at that. There's some blue skies. Yeah, it does have kind of a cool bark to it. It's definitely windy out here today. It's not very, very good outside filming without proper microphones.
Yes.
Anyway, it's Friday, as TJ likes to say.
Friday.
Yeah, she's got some extra people. Maybe we'll get out on a normal time today. All right. Have yourself a wonderful day. All right. Love to see you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So on today's agenda is the 2016 Spyder RT Limited with it's a UVI. I guess it's sold, and the battery's like dead. It won't even light the dash up. And then over there, yep, K1600 transmission recall. So I got battery and everything, oil change kit to do the used vehicle inspection on the RT. And because that K1600 pretty much shuts me down because I use my Spyder bench to hold all the pieces that come off of that thing. I'm gonna do the UVI first, and plus if it's sold, that would be important to get that done. And then off to the K1600. Oh boy. Let's give this gal a used vehicle inspection test ride. That's assuming I can get out. There's Ben's moving a lot of stuff out here. I can get out, I think. Whee! Spyder ride to start out the day. Holy moly. It's only got 10,000 miles on it. She's a puppy. I think I cut most of what I was talking about out, so it might not have made sense, but all the turn arrows and the crosswalk lines, all the ones, I think I might have cut that out, but all the ones they lay down, you ever see them put them down? It's just like it's heated and they lay it out and then it heals, but it's very, very, very slippery for motorcycles. Well, all of those, they've come through here and cut them all out. And where they're painted, the paint they use now actually has some traction in it. I still don't trust them because you don't know if it's that paint, but yeah, they go and see the left turn only thing right here in front of us is gone. Looks like they heated them up, so they must, it doesn't look like they ground it up. Yeah, they just used heat. Probably peeled it up the same way they put it down. But I appreciate that, Washington State, for us two-wheeled riders out there. Not much of a concern on a Spyder, but you could definitely do some VSS testing. They will definitely, the rear end will try to come out on you in a heartbeat on those wet stripes. Oh, hold on there, Spyder. I know you want to go. You've been sitting for a while. Like I said, the battery in this thing was so gone, it wouldn't even light the dash up. And a typical thing you find. I go in there to dig that old battery out. Oh, look, they already put new ones down here. Yeah, see, it's paint now. Yep, it's that traction paint, and I think it has some reflectivity in it as well. But yeah, they have a battery tender lead, which you should. Both battery tender leads were under the heavy gauge cables, which creates a really poor connection. I had to clean everything up and dielectric grease it. Yep, that's a poor connection. That does not work. The heavy gauge, the main battery cables need to be in direct contact with the battery. And then you can stack stuff on top of it. But yeah, it was bad connections, and they probably had it on the tender. It probably just wasn't making a connection. crazy. Man. For the doom and gloom start, she's starting to liven up out here. Whoa! Whoa, we got a serious, that dadgum universal, that clamp at the bottom is loose. If you ever come across this with your, oh, I'm gonna get a red. Look, I made it through without it. What the heck, that Toyota behind me, he definitely ran through a red light. Look at the looseness in them bars. But anyway, the lower clamp where it bolts to the top of the DPS, the dynamic power steering box. If you have looseness down there, that's where you want to check. It was 14s and 15s. Whoa, that's a lot of slack. 14s and 15s did it the worst. I don't know what they changed for 16 and up, but I'd never. But look at that. Surprised this customer, whoever owned it, didn't come in freaking out about that. But you can look. It's hard to see and almost impossible to get in there by yourself. Need some really long extensions, and it takes two people. One, you need to get down there and look at that lower. You'll see where the steering stem, there's a universal joint, then it turns and goes into the steering box, and you'll see the bolt clamping that down. What you need to do is get down there so you can see it. Get to stuff your head in there as close as you can so you can get a good look at it. Or if you can get your, which is hard to do too, get your fingers in there and kind of put it between the clamp and the shaft so you can see which one's moving, and have somebody reach up and lightly rock the bars back and forth. If you feel looseness between the clamp on the steering stem and the shaft coming out of the top of the DPS, loosen the clamp. All you have to do is loosen it and retorque it. But to do that, you can do it by yourself, but you better have some dexterity. And it's a lock. It's got the which is the worst thing ever, but it's got the micro encapsulated thread lock on the bolt, and they put a nylock on it. And the reason that's a problem is the nylock, you know, I tell you, never use air or electric impact on those bolts, because it heats that Loctite up and it becomes like bearing Loctite. It makes it overreact. Well, if you've ever spun a nylock, a self-locking nut off of a bolt, dropped it on the floor and reached down and picked that thing up, yeah, you won't be holding it for very long. That nut is so hot that you'd think it'd be glowing. Yeah, really hot. Well, that reaction happens when they put it on, and at the factory or wherever, and that nylock heat does the same thing as an impact gun on them. It overheats the Loctite. It's that yellow stuff. It'll be yellow on these bolts. It's basically a medium Loctite. Well, it becomes bearing Loctite when it gets super hot. And a lot of times you break the bolt trying to get them apart. At any rate, just loosen the bolt, shake the steering back and forth a couple of times, just retorque the bolt. She's done. And once I've done it, this is per technical service tip. It's not a bulletin or anything. It's just kind of one of those little, if you run across this, here's a tech tip for you. I've never had one come back. I think Ryan had one that because there's two universal joints. There's one up here by the headset, and there's a second one you can see down below. You can't see the top one, and yeah, you don't want to know what you got to go through to get to that either. But he had one that but this thing was brand new right out of the box. I'm sure there was probably an issue during assembly or something, but I think we had to put a steering stem in one. He was not very happy about that. I do remember that, because it is a horrible job and BRP doesn't pay enough time. I think they used the flat rate time for the old ones that were just a solid stock. Fighting those universal joints, that thing's flopping every which way and you can't get it off, or you can't get the splines aligned back up because everything's dangling, you know. Yeah, this is one of them. I'll see if I can somehow or another visually show you this thing when we get back to the shop. I thought I had a crazy alignment thing, but obviously it's aligned very well. This is probably one I've aligned. I always check the VINs on them. But yeah, it's kind of took off on its own direction there for a second at that traffic light, and I'm like, hold on now. If this thing was out of a line, with that thing being loose, you talking about a handful. You know, I tell you about the Mohawk in the seat. You know how that Mohawk gets there, don't you? I'll just let your imagination run wild. Well, that kind of thing happens when the Spyder is really funky. I get new riders or people that test ride one, never ridden one before. The worst new Spyder riders are long-time two-wheel motorcycle riders, because they try to. It's not your fault. Oh, I was going to turn there. It's not your fault. It's just all the years of riding two-wheelers, as whether you know anything about counter steering or not, you're doing it. You couldn't steer it otherwise. But there is no counter steering in a Spyder. You want to go right, you physically turn the bars right. Just think of your car with handlebars. You don't turn the steering wheel left to make your car take a right. So that and the natural kind of wandering that you know, a reversed trike has, I don't even notice it. I mean, I literally don't notice it at all. But there's this slight little wandering. And despite what it feels like when you're riding it, if you have a partner or a friend or, you know, your test ride guy with you, they're behind you, you do not see that movement. I've been behind a Spyder that was out of a line, and I can tell they're fighting it. That's a different kind of movement. That is scary. But I get people go, it really scares me, I can't get used to it. Two things. I mean, this is really old. I mean, you can look anywhere and get this information. Don't death grip it, because your first thing is it's moving around and it's doing opposite of what your mind is telling you. You're actually making it worse because you don't realize it, but you're using the old counter steer method of years of riding two wheels. So you're just like, oh, just, you gotta relax. Just relax. Yeah, that thing is like unusually loose. It's like this delayed reaction to my actions. Let's take the old state. Whoa there, young lady. Life is long. Slow down a bit. Man, I was going to say we're going to take the old State Farm building. I wonder where they moved to, or do they have a big facility like this? They used to have the drive-through estimates and stuff, because we could see them from the back of our service department right there. They've been gone, good Lord, probably a couple years now. You must want a lot of money for that thing, because no one's bit yet. Oh, there, trucker. I'm gonna sneak in on you. Alrighty. She's good and hot. The oil will flow nicely out of it. Well, we have two issues here. One, this is a 16, not a 14 or a 15. And I haven't seen any of them do it. And I checked. This is where you want to look, right here. That's the universal joint. There's the steering stem, universal joint, and that's where it's usually loose. But there's another one like that up top, but I don't think you can even get to it without pulling the whole upper fairing and the headset off of this thing. That's beyond. There's a certain, I forget what the specs are. There's going to be a certain amount of play, but that's excessive, and it's not moving on the shaft down there like I was explaining to you guys. It's not going to be acceptable. Whoever buys this is not going to deal with that at all. I wouldn't. So, we'll see what happens next here. So, Ryan came down here and helped me look at this thing. He goes, Pop, he goes, that lower universal joint is smoked. So, okay. He goes, yeah, don't even bother. Order a steering stem for it. So, because it's a used bike and a loose ball joint like that, certainly a safety hazard. Service or sales manager says, yeah, we better replace that. So, got one of those on order. I'll finish up my UVI anyway and deal with the steering stem. Ryan goes, have you put one of those things in yet, Pops? And I go, nope. And he just smiled at me. I goes, is it that bad? He goes, yeah, it's not fun. I can't be that bad. I don't know. We'll see. Well, there, little woman.
Yes, little man.
Yeah, you hold that tightly. That's for my gal.
Yeah, it is. Because you love them lots.
That's the 10W60 that came in today.
You're
And then I got all
beautiful.
my, well, it's back there somewhere, my red line stuff for the transmixer and the chain case. Flip that thing up. The price of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Where is it? Oh.
Good Lord.
Yeah. She's not cheap.
Yeah, even at an employee discount, that was not cheap in any way, shape, or form.
No, sir.
For that, and takes 5 quarts, so that's 4 liters plus another liter
See,
bottle.
you love on your girls, so then I could take that money and I could hit the craft store.
She's got this all worked out.
Yes, I do in my little feeble mind.
All right, Mama. Let's head home and start our weekend.
Yes, please.
Friday is over. Well, work side of it.
Yeah.
All righty.
Okay.
Well, hello. Though there's YouTube.
You guys are silly. Silly, silly, silly. Yes.
Danny and Sparky, they absolutely love each other.
I know it. They
No
never
into 'em.
stop playing.
I kind of had a hard time spitting it out. I'll say it again. Hello there, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the end of the day in the goodbye vlog.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
That's one way to end it.
Yeah, that was a good day. Got the, it's a fun day at work. Got a nice Spyder ride. Kind of a weird thing with the steering. That's like an old problem. It's weird to see one of those pop up, but got a nice ride on that. And I don't know who's sending those. I think I know who it is. And if you would instant message me or email me somehow, received another big box from nuts.com.
It's all kinds of good
Oh man,
stuff.
Callie and I were in there like a couple of kids at Christmas. Ooh, oh look at this, this and that. There was some whole bean coffee in there
Oh, I can't wait.
too.
Yeah.
I know I'll wake up in the morning to hearing a coffee grinder going.
Yeah.
But whoever sent, I don't want to assume I know who it is, so I'll wait till somebody tells me. Maybe you don't want to ever say. The only note in the package is the blue M&Ms are for the parts counter.
And they will really
Oh
like
man,
them.
every time, I think this is the 3rd time we've received a box from nuts.com. They go crazy over those M&Ms.
There were some children on Christmas morning with stockings.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, ooh, ooh.
I was like, so we'll probably have to have some little cup or a a little thing so they can pour them out, or maybe we
Yeah.
need to make little bags because during the current situation, we're probably not supposed to put our hands in it or something.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
we'll come up with something cool, but we will bring it up, set it up. We'll put it on the parts counter, but everybody else is going to get in it too.
Oh, yeah. There will be parts and sales and service.
And the gentleman, it's weird to call him a customer. He's more like a friend now, but customer/friend, come to pick up his red 2015 RT Limited that we did the sprocket on with you guys. He left me a bag of M&Ms too. Ryan was down there looking for a BRP bolt. He was working on a side-by-side. He's going through my little collection. I need a washer, same washers like a Spyder takes. And he grabs that bag, but it wasn't open yet. I said, "Oh, it's not open yet." I said, "Well, hold on, I'll get it open, Well, I think he took a little bit there, but then when I was leaving, I'm going upstairs, there's like a breadcrumb trail going around and up the street of M&Ms.
I think he had a hole in his
Yeah, Ryan's
pocket or
truck was parked
something.
over there. I think he grabbed a big handful, was probably running up there. That's funny. And the bag was like really open. You thought I was going to get you, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was waiting for it.
But anyway, that's funny. It's fun to leave those things out.
Oh, yeah.
These little secret little people come along and steal some M&Ms.
I know it.
They go, "Ooh, M&Ms. Who doesn't love an M&M?"
That's true.
But anyway, it was a fun day. Got the front lawn done. If I didn't mention that, I think I did, but we'll get the back done tomorrow. On that, we're going to start our Friday together and bid you adieu.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Saturday or Sunday.
Heck yeah. Why does a big old jacked up, loud dirt tire 4x4 have to drive by every time we're doing a vlog? I mean, you guys heard, that's loud. Crazy. But anyway, see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Thank you guys very much.
Yes.
Bye-bye.